Check. Okay, hi. Hi. So, I figured that I was doing this repair and I'm going above and beyond, and I was like, ugh, whatever, because I want it to be good for this person. But I figured I would stream because that'll make it more fun for me. Anyway, so this is a Moog. I think it's called a Rogue. It's upside down right now. It looks like this. Little synthesizer, and the power supply. One of the switches on the front panel is busted, and the power supply needs new caps. And that's the part that I'm doing right now. So these purple capacitors are original, and anytime that you see these purple capacitors in like a Roland or a Moog thing, you want to replace them because they are gonna explode at any moment. And so what I had to do is what I did for these guys, because I don't have these type of caps that go like in one side out the other side. I have these types of caps which go both out of one side. So I have to extend. I'm gonna put like an extra wire onto this and then put some insulation on them so that they don't short out or whatever. So yeah, so I figured F it, let's do it live. Anyway, so I'm getting some extra cable wire to extend this, and we're gonna go from there. Hee hee. So the wire is like 22 gauge or something. So I'm just gonna strip the ends of it and zoom this out. Are you allowed to play music on stream? What are the rules? Maybe I'll stream on TikTok too. Okay, so I stripped the ends of my wires that I'm gonna use to extend, and now I'm gonna put solder on them because that way they can stick better and stuff. But I also have this vent because solder is bad for you. so I extended this thing. Basically, I give the cap another little leg, and now I'm gonna heat shrink that so that nothing bad happens. And last time I used my heat gun, I burned something because they get so hot. And I don't know where my heat gun is. Oh. Okay. I set that up to hang so that it doesn't burn the floor. Okay, no. Okay, now I'm gonna take these purple guys off and put my new red things on. Really scientifically accurate descriptions. Oh! Okay, so my yellow cable extension is like too far. The hole is right here, so I'm gonna use my clippers and make it closer. It kind of ends like right where the white thing ends, so I'm gonna strip it from there. And then I'm probably gonna have to tin it again, which means put solder on it again, because this wire is like just needs solder to make it like firm. It's like squishy, moldy, bendy. Fits. So I'm gonna fold the legs back. The same thing's gonna happen with this one. My yellow goes too far. I wasn't really thinking about it. It's a sneeze. Oh, shit. That's fine, though. Some of those are out too. So, let me clean up my mess. And while I'm here, I'll just retouch the solder on some of these jacks, because why not? with some alcohol. Okay. So I think I'm gonna put a tiny bit of glue down because these guys are sort of flopping around. But I don't know. Is it really loud? So that's the power supply. Okay. Well, if I can get my glue. If there's anybody here, hi. How are you? What's up? So when I quoted this, I didn't charge for this because, I don't know, I just didn't think it was necessary, but now I've had this unit for a while, and then when I was taking it apart, I was like, oh, we should do this. So that's why I was like, let me stream, because even if I'm not making money, maybe I could be making video. Okay, so that was glue. All right, now I'm gonna put the power, and this is like a power and jack board, which has 4 capacitors on it and 2 regulators, which look to be like 12 volt plus and minus 12 volt regulators, because there's a little 12 in the numbers. Fun trick. Maybe you can see that those numbers on those are called power regulators, voltage regulators. They have a heat sink, that's the black arm thing behind it, and heat sink paste, and there's a number 12 in them, so that means 12. And I bet that it's plus and minus. And so these little star washers are going on the inside. Rink. So this is mounted to the chassis, which is plastic, but these star washers go on the inside. And then, oh, you know what? I'm actually gonna keep this off because I'm about to pull the front panel out. We'll get back to that in just a sec. So this, I already removed all the screws. And I think I removed all the screws. And I thought I removed all the, oh, maybe that's not part of the same board. Oh, I think it's just that all the switches, oop, there we go. Okay. Oh no, there's all these purple caps on the front panel. Oh no. Ay, ay, ay. This is ugly. So, okay. So there's this like crud all over this, but it's not exploded stuff. It's the felt. Like there used to be felt on the inside of this. Look at this. This is like where felt was and then super degraded over time. And so now all that felt is stuck up on all this crap, but I'm not really too concerned with that. The main thing that I'm gonna do on this board is there's these little switchies, and one of them is over here, not It doesn't have like a head to it, so check this out. Ooh, this one is headless, and I was able to purchase a new head. Not even a head, a whole new switch. Uh-oh. And it's white though. Anyway. So, whatever, I'm gonna keep the white thing on it. Okay, so hopefully this works the same in both directions. Yeah, it should. So I'm gonna solder on the back of that guy and then take the solder off and then put the new thing on. And I should clean all these, but I literally ran out of cleaning solution, so I'm gonna have to wait for that. Oh well. Okay, and then this is just like a crusty, dusty thing, so I'm gonna take that off so I can bring the chassis away. Oh, and you couldn't see that, but oh well. Sorry. Let me take this away. Okay, so now this is the front panel board, and then the power jack board is like holding on, and then there's this like mounting frame thing that I gotta make sure I don't lose. And I know what I said about all the purple caps on here, but I kind of don't think I'm gonna replace those. Just because I don't think I am. All right. bag so that it doesn't fall down. And then I just got the 2 ground lugs soldered so that I can keep going without having to hold it. So you can see that this has, turn this down. You can see that this has like all this kind of like darkness around it compared to the rest of them, and that's the flux in the solder. Flux is like tree sap, and it makes the solder burn, or like not burn, melt but not burn. So that part kind of makes me feel like I'm some kind of goblin in the woods using tree sap to conduct my experiments, which is fun, which is a fun way to think about something boring-ish. Okay, so you gotta clean up some of the tree sap if you want. All right, so I think that that's like a lot of what I'm gonna do. I'm seeing that there's like little, like this right here, there's like a hole in the solder. So I'm just gonna look at this with detailed eyeballs and see if I can find any more ugly things that I can fix. Where did my... any like cracked or dry solder or nasty stuff that could make it not work as well. Oop, there's one right there too. Okay, let's go. Just adding solder to things that might have chipped or cracked. Because I care about their well-being. Okay. Alright. So here's everything that we took out. A dead switch, some power supply capacitors, and and yeah, There is grunk all over all this crap, but it's from the melted foam. And so I'm just gonna use some alcohol and see if I can clean it a little bit. It would be really nice if I had some deoxit to spray on here right now, but I literally don't, and I just ordered more. So we'll just have to do that at a later time. Yeah, so look at how much of this gross crap is coming off. Okay. Nice. All right, let's put it back together. This thing goes like this. No, I think it probably goes the other way. Upside down. Okay. Switches go like, switches want to be pointing straight up in order to go through. Some of them don't sit there. Okay. Very delicate. Very delicate. Come on. Oh, it's just the new one now. Ugh. Okay, you can do it, All right, cool. What's jingling around? Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna throw one of these screws in, see if I can get the ones on the top. It's the light bulb. see Jacob and CC trip. Perfect. I took a seat on the ice cold one. She handed me an ice blue bomb. Whatever. She said she wanted to be a dentist really bad. Oops. In school paying for tuition doing in the valley. At least she's working. Okay. So now the star washers go on the inside, but I might have to take this whole thing apart again once I get my cleaning spray. Oh shoot, don't forget to plug this back in. Paying for tuition, doing porn in the valley. At least she's working. But girl, I can't feel my face. Always smoking anyway. Let's do this. Oops. So don't let the high go to waste. Can you taste? Ugh. All right, that's good enough. At least she's working. But girl, I can't feel my face. Alright, now the question is, where did this connect to? Or maybe that's the wrong one. Shoot. I should have connected this before. Man. Okay, this happens all the time. So I have two options. Take everything off and redo the connector. Cause I can't, I forgot to plug this back in and it's like hidden. It's like over here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what? No, it's not. All right, so I'm gonna leave the whammy bar, aka pitch bend. I love to call it a whammy bar. I don't know why. And I'm gonna plug the keyboard in and I'm gonna leave the pitch bend not connected just for a sec for testing purposes. Because I'm gonna have to take this back apart anyway when I get my cleaning solution. Okay. Keyboard is connected. Check. Unit is being reassembled. Now I have to go find the power supply because Moog, even back in the day, had their own power supplies. If there's one thing that Moog has been doing consistently since the 80s, 70s, 80s, this is from the 80s, I think. It's making their own power supplies that don't work with any other things. So I'm gonna find that. And, oop, that was easy. and then hopefully nothing blows up. Nothing blew up. Nothing blew up. Okay, I'm gonna plug this into an amplifier. Uh-oh. Nice. Okay, I might have turned the keyboard in, or plugged the keyboard in backwards. Wait, I can kind of hear something. Maybe it needs the bend wheels plugged in, otherwise it doesn't work. That's my hunch. So, okay then. Ah. So, okay then. Let's do that. Well, first things first is maybe this is backwards. No, I don't think so. I bet it cuts out at the pitch bend. Okay, so let's try that. I could look at a schematic and see if that's true or not, but that wouldn't be any fun. Okay. There we go. Oh my god. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, so maybe those purple capacitors need to be replaced. Terrible. That's kind of fun. Okay, that's pretty fun. I like that mode. Okay, well that was fun. So we switched the power supply. We gave this thing a new, what was, oh, this was our new switch. Like, come on. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? Everybody wants that. You know, that type of stuff. Okay, so bye.